Traditional grammar is applied to summarize the range of methods found in the pre-linguistic era of grammatical study. The whole approach of this method is to emphasize on correctness, linguistic purism, literary excellence, the priority of the written mode of language and the use of Latin models. Traditional grammar is a speculative work of the medieval and the prescriptive approach of the 18th century grammarians. Basically, it refers back to the Aristotelian orientations towards the nature of language as it is shown in the work of the ancient Greeks and Romans. There are ideas about sentence structure deriving from Aristotle and Plato's ideas about the parts of speech deriving from sociogrammarians. The collection of prescriptive rules and concepts about the structure of language that is commonly taught in schools. Traditional English grammar, also known as school grammar, is largely based on the principles of Latin grammar, not on current linguistic research in English. According to James D. Williams, from his book The Teacher's Grammar's Book Routledge, 2005, we say that traditional grammar is prescriptive because it focuses on the distinction between what some people do with language and what they ought to do with it. According to a pre-established standard, the chief goal of traditional grammar, therefore, is the perpetuating a historical model of what supposedly constitutes proper language. What is the difference between traditional grammar and modern linguistics? Firstly, modern linguistics is descriptive, to describe the way people speak. Meanwhile, traditional grammar is prescriptive, to prescribe the way people speak or simply tell people how to speak and let people know the correct way of their speaking. Secondly, traditional grammar pays more attention to the written form of language. Meanwhile, linguistics attaches more importance to speaking than writing. Thirdly, traditional grammar has been restricted mainly to syntax, that is the way of words, making patterns to form sentences, while linguistics has a broader scope for researching. Example of this is pragmatics, psycholinguistics, and social linguistics.
Traditional grammar is a framework for the description of the structure of a language. The subject is one of the two main constituents of clause. According to the tradition that can be tracked back to Aristotle that associated with phrase structure grammar. The other constituent is the predicate. According to another tradition, the one that associated with predicate, logic, and dependency grammar, the subject is the most prominent overt argument of the predicate. An object in grammar is part of the sentence and often part of the predicate. It denotes somebody or something involved in a subject. A sentence is a grammatical unit consisting of one or more words that bear minimal syntactic relation to the words that precede or follow it. A sentence can include words grouped meaningfully to express a statement, questions, exclamation, request, command, or suggestion. A clause typically contains at least a subject, noun phrase, and finite verb of the speech, typically denoting a person, thing, place, or idea. The other one is an adjective. Adjective is a describing word that main syntactic role of which is to qualify a noun phrase, giving more information about the object signified. Conjunction is also part of the speech that connects two words, sentences, phrase that clause together. And lastly, discourse connective is a conjunctions that joining sentences.